Hi yogis, and welcome to your Fit Flow Flying Garland. In this class, we are going to work ourselves into a fun peak posture. The posture itself isn't super difficult, but it does require us connecting to a lot of pieces within our body. And so that's always good, right? We're going to get that mind-body connection really working for us so we can put all those different pieces together and come into potentially a flying garland. So let's begin. You can take a kneeling position towards the top of your mat. Have a little space at the top of your mat. And take a kneeling position, maybe onto the tops of your feet. You can always sit onto a block if that's more comfortable. And if you normally practice with a block, you might want one close by for your practice as well. So to begin, let's take our hands together and create a little bit of warmth here. Just rub them together. And either take your palms and place them down onto your lap or straight over your heart and close your eyes. Just taking a moment here at the beginning of our class just to check in with our body. Bringing that physical presence of the warmth to sort of connect. And then can you feel that warmth sort of spreading throughout your body? And really feeling wherever your hands are placed. Starting with a mind-body connection here and continuing to work on that throughout our whole class. Gently flutter your eyes open and take one hand to either side of your torso. So one on your belly and one onto the low back. We're going to find a little bit of flexion and extension here. So first, tilt the tailbone back, find that arch through the spine, and then tuck the tailbone in a little bit. So feeling that rounding through the spine. And again, tilt it back, and then forward. And now find a spot in between. You probably should feel that connection with your hand onto your belly of the lower core muscles really working here when we find a neutral spine and we're nice and tall here. So holding this in the spine, inhale, raise the arms out to the side. And then as you exhale, return them to the belly and the back. Inhale, raise them out to the side. And exhale, return them to the belly and back. So we're just taking some movement in the arms, but still getting that mind-body connection of the neutral spine. So every time we check back, yep, it's neutral and the belly is working. Okay, we're gonna use that a lot throughout our class if you haven't guessed that already. Take your hands down onto the mat, lean forward and tuck your toes. If you'd like a little wrist stretch here too, you can turn your fingertips to the outside of your mat until maybe they point in towards your body. Maybe they don't go that far, that's okay. So how much pressure you want to put in your feet and your wrists depends on how much you lean back towards the heels. Take some cat-cows here. So find a spot that feels comfortable and you have a little stretch maybe in the wrists and through the feet. And then inhale to arch through the spine, lift the chest through the upper arms. Exhale to round, tuck your chin in towards your chest and round. Inhale. Chest comes through the upper arms, lengthen. Exhale, round, tuck your tailbone, round through the spine. Two more like that. Just feel this out in a little different position. Big full breaths. Last one. Then you can take your hands back around again. We're coming to a kneeling position. If you can keep the toes tucked, do so. You might need to use your fingers to tuck, especially those baby toes underneath. We want to feel a good stretch in our feet. So this is good for the feet. Whenever you're ready to give up the feet, just come down onto the tops of your feet. Take both hands over your heart and take an inhale here. As you exhale, interlace your fingers and press the palms forward. Inhale, arms come overhead, neutral spine. Exhale, release the shoulder blades. Inhale to arch the spine, cactus arms. Exhale, straighten the elbows. Inhale, hands to your heart. Interlace the hands. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, neutral spine. Feel it work. Exhale, release the shoulders. Inhale, cactus and arch. Exhale, straighten the elbows, hands back. Last time through, stick with me if you can. Hands into the heart. Exhale, round. Inhale up. We're almost there. Exhale, release the shoulders. My feet and toes are screaming too. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale. Okay, hands come down onto the mat and you can tap those toes out if you haven't done so already. While you're tapping the toes, maybe let the feet sway a little side to side. Bring some blood back into the toes and into the feet. Okay. Find a tabletop position here. I'm going to take some thread the needles. So first with the right arm, inhale the right arm up, look up to the sky. As you exhale, thread it through. Don't come down yet. So inhale, rise back up again, take the twist. Exhale, thread. One more time, inhale up. This time you can release it down onto the mat. As you thread it through, come down onto your right temple. Breathe into a little stretch through the back of the right shoulder. Last breath here. Pressing into the left hand. Inhale the right arm back up to the ceiling and exhale it back down. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left arm up. Look up. Exhale, thread it through. Don't rest yet. Inhale, reach it up and thread it through. Last one. And this time, come down onto the shoulder, temple comes down. And again, depending on where you place the weight, maybe a little more forward or a little more back towards your heels, you can change where you're feeling the stretch or how much pressure is through the back of your shoulder. Just breathe into it here, finding this opening stretch. One more breath. Pressing into the right hand, inhale the left arm up, and exhale, left hand comes down. Tuck your toes, take the toes together, and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Open your knees out wide to the side, coming into garland. Let your head hang heavy, maybe even shake it out a little. Shake the shoulders out a little, still warming our body up. And you can reach around and grab onto your heels if you really want to come into our full garland here, letting your head hang a little closer to the mat. And hands come onto the mat. Walk your hands forward as if you're coming into downward facing dog. And then take your knees down onto the mat. Take your knees now hip distance apart, so we're back in our tabletop position. Inhale, the left arm forward and the right leg back, keeping that belly nice and neutral, really supporting our spine. As you exhale, elbow comes into the knee and round it forward. So inhale it out, but keep the belly neutral. Exhale, squeeze it in. 2 more like that. This time, inhale and out. And as you exhale, left hand comes under your shoulder and plant the sole of your right foot down. So you can reach up with the right arm now, coming into a modified side plank. And if this is a little too tippy for you, turn those left toes behind you, give you a little more stability. So just finding this side plank in a place to keep your gaze, maybe down to the mat or over to the side or up to the fingertips. 1 more breath here. Look down to the mat, right hand comes down. Moving through a little bit of a different vinyasa now. So come to your tabletop position and then take your hips back towards your heels as if you're in a child's pose. So we're in our exhale here. On the inhale, look forward towards your hands. And as you exhale, slide through onto your belly. Inhale into a little baby cobra. Press back into child's. We'll do that again. Get the hang of it. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, slide as close as you can. Forearms come down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, press back into the child's. Inhale, come up into the tabletop again. Move through that on the other side. So this time our right arm goes forward, the left leg goes back, and the belly draws in. Keep that neutral spine. Exhale, squeeze, elbow to knee. Inhale it out, neutral spine. Exhale, elbow to knee. So the low belly is working a lot here. And maybe you can even see that my left fingertips are squeezing, they're gripping to the mat. Last one, squeeze it in. Inhale out. Right hand comes down, press the sole of your left foot down. Modified side plank. So remember, you have the option of turning the right toes behind you if you're feeling pretty tippy, no problem. Remember to take what you need for your practice. 1 more breath here. Let's practice our fun vinyasa again. Left hand comes down, come back to your tabletop position and press the hips back towards your heels. Looking forward, getting really ninja low. Inhale here. And exhale, slide through. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, press back, child. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, slide through. Inhale, lift. Use the back. Exhale, press back. And now inhale, come into a plank from your knees. So we have option of planking from the knees or planking from the toes, whatever suits you. We are going to move into some hip dips. So what I want you to do is just barely take the right hip and turn it as if you're dipping it closer to the mat, then bring it level. And then the left hip, do the same. Not big movements here. So just small movements, tipping side to side. Keep everything else super steady. So super steady through the arms, pressing up through those shoulder blades, super steady through the legs. Not a big movement. Let's do 1 more on each side, wherever you are. And then from knees or toes, we'll lower all the way down onto the mat. Hands come underneath the shoulders. We'll come into our locust with leg lifts. So inhale into that baby cobra, but lift the right leg up. Point the toes and lock your knee. Really stretch those toes back, keeping the elbows close to the side. Right leg comes down. Keep it strong and left leg lifts. Reach it back as if you can make your left leg longer than the right. Breathe. Left leg comes down. Stay strong in the upper body. Squeeze the ankles as close as you can get them together and lift the legs up, reach the hands. As if your fingertips could touch with the ankles, reach them back. Lift the chest up. Feel the whole spine bowing, feel the whole spine working. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Come onto your forearms and taking half frog on the right hand side. So we're taking that 90-degree angle with our right leg, thigh coming straight out of our hip joint, and then the heel coming down at 90 degrees. You can relax a little through the shoulders here. Allow your breath to catch. And really feeling the breath. The breath is our connection to our muscles, to our nervous system, to everything our body is trying to tell us. And we get to communicate back in the same manner by controlling the breath, smoothing it out. Straighten the leg and come into an active sphinx. So pressing into the elbows, drawing the forearms in towards the hips. Chest is coming forward towards the fingertips. One more inhale here. As you exhale, soften through the shoulders a little. We'll take half frog on the other side. So half frog on the left. Few breaths here. You can soften through the shoulders a little. Breathe into anywhere that you're feeling tension. Communicate with that place. It's okay to let go a little. One more breath here. And then straighten that leg out. Bring your feet together now. And really using the low core, lift your hips and lower belly off of the mat. So you should be shaking a little here, at least I am already. And then come up onto your hands. So now you're onto a plank from your knees. Beautiful. Tuck those toes. And with the strength of the low belly, so think about that. Lead with the low belly, lift the hips up. Stay up high onto your toes. Start to walk the hands back in towards your toes. And then let the heels come down. You can forward fold, let your head go a little. Look to where your hands are, find some support there. And step your feet to the outside of your hands, coming into a squat. So toes out likely, heels in. So we're all a little different when we come into our yogic squat. Most of our bodies like toes out, heels in to accommodate for tight hips. So you can try that. You shouldn't feel any pain in the knees. You can always have a rolled up mat underneath the heels if the heels are lifted, or a towel. You can take your hands down onto the mat if that helps. Just breathe through the squat. Okay, hands come down onto the mat. And then lift the hips up so your thighs are kind of parallel to the floor and your belly is sort of onto your thighs. Then reach your arms out to the side like wings and stand. Come all the way up. Palms come together, feet together. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll half vinyasa back to the floor. Inhale, arms come up over your head. Exhale to forward fold. Lengthen and lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward. And then take the knees down into tabletop position. So squaring up in your tabletop. Again, lifting the left arm forward and the right leg back. Find that neutral belly to help support you. So our belly's working a lot this class. Inhale here. Exhale, take the arm and the leg to the side. Inhale again. Exhale. One more. And place them down just as they are. Now sweep the right arm up and over your head. So we're in our reverse gate here. We're going to take some arm circles. First, reach this right arm behind you. This is the extension of our arm circle. And now make it nice and wide towards the leg, down toward the mat, up over the head like a big lasso. 2 more of those. Feel the opening, pressing the left hip forward to keep you stable here. This time, as your arm comes around, maybe lifting up and making your way to gate pose. Reaching the left fingertips up over your ear, pressing into the right foot, breathing into these side stretches. And then looking to your mat where your hands belong for your tabletop position. We're going to move through that same vinyasa. So you know the version if you want to take child's pose to start, or if you want to try taking downward facing dog with me, then you can start there. So from wherever you are, that child or down dog, we're going to inhale and look forward towards our fingertips. As we exhale, we're going to drop the forearms close to the mat at least, slide through, come into baby cobra or upward facing dog, and press back. One more time, inhale to look where you're going. Exhale, slide close and through. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Press back, down dog. Nicely done. Come back into your tabletop position. And we'll work through that on the other side. All right, right arm forward, left leg back. Big inhale here. And then exhale out to the side. Now you might notice that one side's a little easier than the other, feels a little more lifted than the other side. This time, when we're out, place the hand and foot down as they are. Sweep the left arm up. Find our spot nice and open here, and then take those big circles. So once our body can kind of mark that spot, we can instinctively know each time we move through the circle, that's the extension we can go to. This time, maybe coming all the way up to gate. Left hand slides down the left leg. There's really no weight into the left hand. It's just sort of guiding us here. Staying strong through the right hip, reaching the right fingertips up and over. Stay long and strong through the torso. And now look down to the mat where both hands belong. Place them there. Come back into your tabletop. Decide which version of the vinyasa you're going to move through, child or down dog. Take an exhale, let it go. Inhale to look forward, focus. Exhale, slide it through. Inhale up. Exhale, press back. Last one, inhale, look forward. Keep the elbows close as you slide forward and through. Up for the inhale, and back to downward facing dog. Okay, make your way into a plank position. Your choice, knees or toes. We're gonna go from plank to dolphin planks. So inhaling here, you're gonna drop the right forearm down, bend the left forearm, and then left hand comes onto the mat, right hand comes onto the mat. Opposite way, left forearm down, right forearm, right hand, left hand. Right forearm, left forearm, left hand, right hand. Feel the integrity of the core. Left forearm, right hand, left hand. Had enough? Take the knees down. Turn around. Let's come onto our back. I'm gonna move through a couple stretches and a little bit of core work. So come onto your back. And then extend your right leg up toward the ceiling. You can extend the left leg out and interlace your hands behind your thigh, wherever that means. Maybe it's high, maybe it's low. We're gently gonna draw that in towards our head. So not a lot, we're not yanking on it. I'm just getting a little bit of a draw here so you can get a little bit of love to your hamstring, feeling a little stretch here. And now either keeping that leg straight or bending it, you're gonna bring that knee towards the nose. So you can bend it in, you can bend it a lot. And now we're gonna pulse that action here. Don't pull, try to use the core. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to release the hands for 10 more. You can do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Give that knee a kiss and let it go. You can give it an air kiss too, that's okay. Let's do the left leg and reach it up toward the ceiling. Interlacing your hands. And if you can't quite interlace the hands because you can't get the stretch there, then don't interlace the hands. Just place them wherever feels good, or get a strap and wrap it around the top of your foot. Remember that we all live in different bodies. And so we're all going to show up to this class a little differently. We're all going to work through this class a little differently. So one more breath in our stretching part. This time you know it's coming. And then lift the shoulders and head. Bring the knee into the nose. And let's see, we will try here for 10, 9, 8. Keep going. 7, 6, 5. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Give that knee a kiss. Phew. Showing a little love for our body in a different way. Okay, take your knees in towards your chest. You can just rock them a little side to side. And now release your hands down by the sides of your body, palms down. Feel the integrity of the core here as you extend the legs out, letting them hover. So still pressing the low back down. Squeeze the knees in, stretch them out again. So keep going like this, as if your legs are one unit, and as if the legs are really connected and motored by the core. Let's do 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Okay, that's good. Very nice. Knees in towards your chest. Our core is so important, so sometimes we get a little like, oh, really more core? But it is really so important for our posture, and it's helping us wake everything up here. Take the knees to about 90 degrees here, and let them drop over to the left-hand side. Let your right arm reach out toward the right. I have my left hand on my knees to help keep guiding them down toward the floor, to feel that grounding feeling through my knees, through my torso, to communicate that mind-body connection up towards the top of my body. Draw the knees back in towards your chest. Again, take 90 degrees. And this time, drop the knees over to the right, leaving the left arm extended out, taking the spinal twist to this side. Closing your eyes if that feels good. Completing the twist by turning chin towards your left shoulder if that feels good for your neck. Big breath, big feeling. And draw those knees back in towards the center of your body. Extend your left leg out and just take your right knee at 90 degrees over to the left, and then roll onto your belly. You might have to sort of shimmy your way back onto your mat. So we're into that half frog / sphinx position again. So you can relax a little through the shoulders if you like, or take an active position just by pressing the elbows down. We try to keep our arms about shoulder distance apart, so we're nice and stacked onto our bones, getting that skeletal support. Release that right leg back and come into an active sphinx. So legs are contracted. Feel the pubic bone press down, shoulder blades slide back, and chest come forward. Belly is lifted from the mat, so drawing that low core in. On your next exhale, you can relax the upper body a little here. We'll come into the half frog on the left, bending the knee out to the side, 90 degrees. Just a few breaths here. And then extending that leg back. Take your feet together, using the low core, lift the belly, lift the hips. So really pressing into the elbows here. Make your way onto your hands. So we're in plank from the knees. Tuck the toes, use the core. So use the belly. Imagine the belly is doing the lifting here, not the glutes to lift the hips up. So we're high up onto the toes, keep that height. Walk the hands back, and then drop your heels down onto the mat. Take your hands forward a little, step the feet to wide of your hands, and come down into your yogic squat. Toes out a little wider than the heels, hands into heart center, taking a breath here. So as you notice, we're working on the feet a lot this class. So important. The feet are the foundation of our body. So if we have strong feet, it will make all of the rest of our joints that much stronger, starting with the knees and the hips and the low back and continuing on. So if it feels a little achy later, just know, yeah, I did a good thing for my body. You can always get your partner maybe to give you a good foot massage. Okay, hands come down onto the mat. Lift the hips up a little. Feel the belly onto the thighs. Reach the arms out to the side and inhale, come all the way up. Hands come to heart center. Step your feet together. We'll walk to the top of our mats this time. Coming into mountain pose here with our feet together. So taking mountain pose, feet together. Let's take our arms by our side and just take a breath here to check in. Maybe arms by the side feels good. Maybe you want to connect again. Both hands over top of your heart. Feel the earth beneath your feet, those feet that we're strengthening, and then sending that strength through our whole body. Pretty fantastic the way our body works. All right, we've gathered lots of energy and strength. We're ready to go. All right, let's inhale and sweep the arms up. Sit down into chair. So sit down nice and low. Bring the body weight back towards the heels. Draw the belly in. So we're keeping that neutral spine. And look down to see if you can see your toes. Maybe you can see more, maybe most of your foot. Inhale here. As you exhale, take the arms out to the side, bring the belly down towards the thighs. Now use the core to inhale, come up. Use the core, bring the arms. Exhale, arms out to the side, belly down. Use the core, inhale to come up. Exhale down. One more time to reach up. And as you exhale down, stay here and really feel your right foot down onto the mat. Lift the left foot up and step it back. Up onto the toes. Come into crescent legs with the arms still out to the side. And then bring your hands down onto your hips. As if we could draw the hips down with our hands. Imagine that we're anchoring there and then lengthening up through the spine. Lifting the chest tall, maybe releasing one arm up and then the other. Nicely done. Slowly now, lower the back knee down. Top of the foot can come down. Right hand comes to the inside of your right foot. And nice big circles, just like we did. Find or mark that spot behind you. And then big circles with the left arm. So think of what we were doing in our gate pose. Same idea here. Last one around. Left hand comes down, nicely done. Come back into tabletop position. We'll take one vinyasa, so your choice. Take child's or downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, slide through onto the forearms as much as you can. Inhale, upward facing or baby cobra. Press back. Downward facing dog or into your child's. Take a breath there. Make your way into downward facing dog. And inhale the right leg up into an open three-legged dog. So lift that leg up as high as you can. Option to also come up onto the left toes. Yes, we're working the feet again. So coming up onto the left toes, reaching the right toes up super high, pressing firmly with your hands. Look up towards your hands now and step your right foot up. Coming into our crescent lunge again. Inhale, both arms up over your head. Bring your palms together. As if our hips are still anchored down. Inhale and lengthen, lift the chest. Stay strong in that back leg. So we're up high onto the toes. We're pressing back through that heel. One more big inhale here. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. So really put the weight into the right foot. So sending our body weight forward, look forward. We're going to lift the back leg and keep the right knee bent. So you can always use the block underneath you or hands down onto the floor to support. Keep the leg bent. Reach the left leg back, nice and straight though. Chest is going forward. And then straighten the leg. Nice. Option to keep your arms here like this or take them out like airplane wings. And when you're ready, step it back and find warrior two position. So adjust your legs however you need to. Find your warrior two. Big exhale here. As you inhale, straighten the leg, bring both arms to touch overhead. Exhale down again. Inhale up, exhale, warrior two. Release the shoulders, inhale up, warrior two. Last one. And windmill the hands down, frame your foot, and step back into downward facing dog with the feet together. Lift the heels up high. Start to walk your hands back in towards your feet. Bend the knees out wide, so we're coming into garland. So the hips come down. This time in your garland, see if you can take the heels together as well. So try to take the heels together, knees wide, relax your head, take a breath. Nicely done. Bring the knees together in front of you and lift the hips up, forward fold. Lengthen and lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Sweep the arms, come all the way up. Hands come to heart center. Step up to the top of our mat, back to our mountain pose, and back to our chair. Inhale. Reach the arms up, draw the belly in. Belly's so important. Our belly's doing the work for us here. Get the hips lower, body weight back towards your heels. If you really want to challenge yourself in this class, try coming up onto the toes and holding it. As we exhale, arms come out to the side. Use the core to lift up, reach the arms. Exhale, belly comes to the thighs, arms wide. Inhale up. Exhale, arms wide. Last one, you can do this. Inhale up. Arms wide, heels down if you had them lifted. Really feel the core working. Left foot presses down as you step the right foot back. Finding those crescent legs and then coming up with the torso. Right hip forward, left hip back. Feel nice and strong and secure. Hands to the hips. Secure those hips down, feel grounded, and start to feel light through the spine. Feel the space that you're making as you open it. Reach one arm up, and then the other. And slowly now, we'll let the right knee come down to the ground. Top of the right foot can come down. You can keep the toes tucked if that feels better. Left hand comes to the inside of your foot. Mark your spot. Nice big arm circles. Last one around. Good. And hands come down. Come to tabletop. Your choice, child or down dog for our vinyasa. Or just take a break in child or down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, slide through. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Press back, down dog. Meeting in down dog now. Coming into that nice open three-legged dog. Reach those toes up. Yes, the hip can lift. Come on to the right toes if you want the extra challenge, the extra work in your right foot. In the calf, they'll feel it too. Press into your hands. Nice look forward up towards your hands and step the left foot up. You're doing great. Stay with me. Come up into your crescent lunge. So we're almost there. We're building the blocks for our peak pose. Take your hands together and get light through the upper body. Big breath, big feeling, big communication to our body. Everything is okay. I am strong enough. Bring your hands to your heart center. We're working on that left leg now. Look forward, way ahead of you onto the floor. Lean forward so the body weight's there and try to come up, keeping the left leg bent, but the right leg nice and long. Remember, you can use the floor for balance with your hands or a block, and then extend the left leg, nice and straight. Option to reach the arms out to the side like wings. Step it back, warrior two legs. Adjust if you need to. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach those arms up, feel long through the torso. Exhale, come down. Again. Two more. Windmill the arms down. Step back, downward facing dog with your feet together. Lift the heels. Try to press those heels together if you can. And walk, just the edges of the heels, walk your hands towards your feet, keeping the knees out wide. All right, you have option here to come into garland. Remember, that's what we did just a few moments ago. Or if you're ready to try flying garland, come up high onto the toes. Hopefully you can see this. If you can, bring the heels together, or at least use the energy that you're pushing the heels together. Knees are wide. Now we're gonna use our core to lift the butt up. Core to lift the butt. Reach the arms out to the side. Maybe you reach one out to the side at a time. Lengthen through the top of your head, just like we did in our warrior three a few moments ago. Use the core, use the core, use the core. Bring it in. Nicely done. Come on down. Beautiful. Take a kneeling position, nice and wide at the back of your mat. Hands under the shoulders for now. Then reach that right arm up and exhale, thread it through. Come down into a child's with a little twist here. You can reach the left arm forward if that feels good. Just take a few breaths here. Feel your heart beating strong. You had the courage to maybe give flying a try for today. You had the courage to work on some different mind-body connections throughout your class. You had the courage to show up to your mat. Take that in now. Slide your left hand close to your head. And take the right hand back down onto the mat. Lean forward a little here so we can reach the left arm up and then thread it through. And come on to the left temple. Extending your right arm if you want. Close your eyes if that feels good. As you feel your heart rate slow down. Sliding your right hand beside your head again. Slide your left arm underneath and onto the mat. Walk the hands forward, crawl the knees forward a little until you're into a tabletop position. We'll just take 2 cat-cows to neutralize that out. So inhale, dropping the belly down, chest come forward, and exhale, round. One more like that. And getting some nice stretches for our back now. Staying in this tabletop position. Take your right fingertips onto the spider hand, so really onto your fingertips, directly in front of the left hand. So you're already feeling a stretch now through the right side of your body. Two options here, choptions, that's between choices and options. You can press the right hip back, you will feel a little more of a stretch. Or if you want to extend the right leg and take it to that 45 degree, think of warrior 2 legs. So pressing the sole of the foot down, that will really feel the extension. You can always turn the left toes out to the side for a little more stability. One more big breath here. Sliding your right hand onto the mat to support you so you can scoop the left hip underneath you, coming down onto your butt so that you have the right leg nice and wide here, your left foot landed to the inside of your thigh. Taking your right arm either onto your leg to the inside or to the outside, slide it down so you begin a nice side stretch through the left side. We'll stay here for several breaths. So if you'd like to make a little pillow for yourself by bending your elbow on the right side and cradling your head, go ahead. And if you noticed, I sort of got lazy with my left arm and just released from the elbow down. Don't get lazy with the shoulder. So this left shoulder, let's roll it back and open. Make the most of the stretch that we can. About 4 more big breaths here. Feeling grounded through your left hip. Very slowly and carefully now, letting the left arm return by its side and bringing the torso up neutral. Lean a little over to the left side so you can either cross your right shin in front of the left, right shin in front of left, or right knee over top of left knee. So coming into that cow face position. Sometimes this is called shoelace. Your feet can be close to your body if you're in cow face or far apart, whatever is most comfortable to you. Then reach your right arm up over your head and bend at the elbow. Reach around with your left hand and grab onto your elbow. So you're getting a little stretch here. Watch the ribs tend to flare out. So can you engage that core we've been talking to all class to help keep everything nice and close? Few breaths here. Release the left hand, but leave your right arm as it is. And you can try, if you'd like, to reach it around behind you so the back of your hand comes to the low back, or maybe you can inch it up and make a bind by grabbing onto the fingertips. Again, watch the ribs flared out, draw them in. Few breaths here. And then release your arms either out to the side or in front of you. Forward fold here. So lead with the chest, like you can lengthen the spine, but still keep the hips connected with the earth. And then once you find the most length that you can, relax your head, take the tension out of your neck, maybe shake it a little side to side. One more breath here. And start to make your way back into that seated position. Place the sole of your right foot down onto the mat. If this isn't comfortable to you, extend the left leg straight. Still same position, just knee bent on the left leg or straight. Then right arm comes behind you, left arm comes to hug the knee in or to the outside of the knee. And lengthen and lift, exhale to twist. One more time, lengthen, make space, exhale, twist it out. And release, come back into your tabletop position. Let's take all that beautiful stretching through the left-hand side of our body now. Coming onto the left fingertips directly in front of the right fingertips, so reach them up high, and then press that left hip back or extend the left leg and press into the sole of the foot. Remember, you can always turn the right toes back behind you if you're in this extended leg version for a little more balance. Big breaths here. Probably big feeling already, so breathe into it, match the feeling with your breath. Slide the the left hand to support you, and scoop that right hip underneath you. So you will land with your left leg out at a nice wide angle, right foot to the inside of your leg. Remember, arm can be on the leg or inside or outside. Reach the left arm, or the right arm rather, up and over. Cradle your head with your left hand if that feels good. Roll the right shoulder back and open. It's not uncommon for this to feel like a really stuck stretch. So in other words, you're feeling pretty mobile throughout the class, and then we get here and it's like, ooh, wait a minute, that doesn't feel very open. Of course, that's why we're here, to open this area, to integrate some more movement into this area of our body. Get into the fascia a little bit here so it can slide a little easier and it doesn't feel that feeling when we get here. One more big breath. Slowly, carefully come up. And then taking left shin to cross in front of the right or left leg on top. So we're into that cow face position. Left arm comes up pat yourself onto the back, and then right arm comes up to help it. Now, if you're having a real hard time reaching onto the elbow, you could try wrapping a strap around. So you would wrap a strap around the elbow and you'd sort of be holding it out here. That might give some assistance. Watch those bottom ribs. Mine always want to flare out on this one. It's a good reminder for myself as well as you. One more breath like this. Then releasing the right arm. Bring it around. See if we can get those cow face arms. So take the back of your hand and place it onto your low back, or maybe you can crawl it up and the fingertips can reach. This is always a good one for a strap if you can't reach. One more breath here, getting a nice stretch through our triceps after lots of tricep work. Release the hands. Take the hands out wide or in front. Leading with the chest, starting to fold forward. You might not fold forward very far. Don't worry about how far you fold forward. Worry about how this feels. Did your hips lift? Can you use your hands to press them back a little to connect with the earth? Can you breathe a little more into the neck and release some tension there? One more breath here. And start to make your way back into seated position. Take the sole of your left foot to the outside of your right leg, either with the bent knee or straight. Left arm comes behind you, support your spine. Hug this knee in, or take your arm to the outside of your leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Nice big inhale here. And exhale, unravel. Turn all the way around. Lay down onto your back. Take a moment to check in to see if there's any movements you still want or need for your body. And then just be. Release the tension. Release the control of that deeper breath. Completely soften into the earth. And let the tension flow away from your body. Take a nice big breath in here. And sigh it out. Feel free to just pause the video and stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready to make your way back, Take the pad of your thumb and run it across your fingertips and back. Just noticing the warmth and the sensation. Rubbing your fingers across your palms. Start to wiggle your toes. Bend your knees and roll over onto your side. Whenever you're ready, make your way to seated. Take your hands together in prayer. Rub them a little. And then either place them onto your lap or over your heart. Connecting once again. The energy that flows through your body is connected to the energy in your breath, the energy of your thoughts. How does it feel for you now? Thank yourself for coming to your mat. I thank you for coming to your mat and playing around with flying garland with me. I hope we have lots of fun with this posture and you keep coming back over the next little while. And I see you again here soon. Take care.